everyone, and welcome back to the Applying to Teachers College series. Today I really want to dive into what the fees are with applying to Teachers College. The fees of applying to Teachers College can be a little bit deceptive, so if you are going to be applying and have made up your mind, I really want to break down what those fees are going to be and roughly how much it could cost you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the costs that are associated with the Teachers College application. I'm going to break them down into some different parts, and I'm going to go through a couple of examples. One where maybe you apply to only one university because you're pretty confident you can get in to their Teachers College program, and another where you're not sure if you can get in, or maybe you haven't quite made up your mind where you want to go, and you apply to, let's say, 3 Teachers Colleges. So I'll try to give you something on the less expensive side and the more expensive side of where your Teachers Colleges could range for the cost associated with the application. So stay tuned. The examples are going to be closer to the end of the video, so that's definitely a useful part, but it is good to know where those costs come from and what you get in those costs. So yeah, let's just jump into the video, and I hope you all enjoy this. Alright, so here we are at the Ontario University Application Centre, their portal for the Teachers Education application, and we're on their fees page here. So starting off, if we scroll down here, we're going to see information on the fees. So for example, all of them are non-refundable, and if you make additional program choices past the 3 that you're going to be paying for, you are going to be charged. So here we can see that the application fee for the Teachers College application is $159, and what that gives you is, it gives you 3 applications to different universities. Okay, so in that fee, let's say I want to apply to Brock, I want to apply to York, and I want to apply to Wilfrid Laurier. That's all going to be covered in the $159. However, each university also does have supplemental costs associated with them, and that can make this number, while it seems small, it will grow by a little bit depending on what applications you submit. As I just alluded to, there's also going to be additional fees if you decide to apply to additional programs. So if you apply to 4 different programs or 5 different programs, each of those past 3 is going to cost you $51 per choice. Also, there are transcript request fees, and I've already discussed that in my previous video. But yeah, most universities charge you $20 or $40 for an official embossed transcript. And that's going to be with a watermark copy and generally a signature from either a dean or the president of the university. That really just authenticates it. So there is a fee for that, just be mindful of it. And then there are supplemental information fees that I just mentioned. So unfortunately, when you're applying to Teachers College, each of the universities, they do charge you a different fee, considering that there's a lot of administrative work that goes into accepting students and looking through transcripts and so on and so forth. So as we can see here, there is a table for each of the universities in Ontario that have a Teachers College and what it's going to cost in addition to the $159 to apply to their program. So for example, just highlighting a couple of them, so Brock costs $70 to apply to in addition to the $159. Let's say Ottawa costs $85, York costs the most at $100, but that is again a cost of where it is located, the amount of applications that they get, and the amount of time that they need to spend on applications. As generally, it's not that their application is more intense than some of the other ones, it's just there are a couple more written pieces, and it is the most competitive Teachers College to get in Ontario at the moment. So let's say, for example, we're going to run through different scenarios. Let's say you want to apply to, let's just do what I said earlier, Brock, Wilfrid Laurier, and York University for their applications. So what you're going to be paying for is you're going to be paying $159 for the base application. And then from the chart here, you can see that Brock is going to cost $70, and Wilfrid Laurier is going to cost $85, and York is going to cost $100. So if we total those all up together, is $414 for that application. Now that doesn't include your transcript request fees, as those are slightly different at every university. But generally, I'm going to go under the assumption that they're like $20. So yeah. Alright, so let's say that I want to go to Nipissing University for Teachers College, and I'm confident that I'm going to be able to get in, and I'm only going to make that my one application. Essentially what my fees are going to be is I'm going to be charged $159 for the processing fee from OUAC, and then I'm going to be charged $60 from Nipissing University that is their supplemental fee information that we can see on this chart here. So in total, we're going to be talking about just under $220, $219 to be exact. But then again, there is your transcript request fee. So let's say that's $20 from your home university. That is going to run you to about $240. So in that case, the application isn't too expensive. But again, it is a little bit deceptive that there is a fee for applying for the application, and then there are supplemental fees. So just realize that the total fee isn't $159. It will be a little bit more than that. So costs can add up fairly quickly. So really you should identify how many teachers college you want to apply to. If you're pretty confident in your application, if you have a lot of volunteer hours and work hours, maybe you only apply to 2 instead of 3. Or maybe if you're a little bit nervous about getting in, you might want to apply to an extra one. I promise you this cost is negligible. Once you become a teacher, especially in Ontario, we get paid relatively well and there's good pension and benefits. That money is going to be negligible in a year or two once you finish. So I really wouldn't be too worried about the cost, but I do understand and I acknowledge that a lot of students going into university or going into these teacher college programs, it is also a financial burden. Some people are a little bit older, have families, some people have done degrees already, and well, those cost money to be in. And yeah, I understand that different people have different limitations. So please don't pay more than you can afford. But if you can afford it and you aren't certain if you're going to get into maybe your first or second choice, it is worth it to apply to a third choice if you can afford it. Yeah, again, just maximize your chance of getting in, and that money will be coming back to you once you start teaching anyways. So, you know, for an extra $70 or $85, let's say, for peace of mind, I do think that is worth it. But again, at the end of the day, it's your decision what you want to apply to and how much you can afford to spend. So yeah, but thank you so much for watching. If you found this really helpful and useful, please like and subscribe to the channel. It definitely goes a long way in helping me out and growing our community. Also, if you know anyone who's going to be applying to Teachers College, please send this video along to them or link them this series. Really, the reason why I'm making this content is to help everyone get into Teachers College and go through Teachers College. So the more people who see it, the better, and it's just a sense of growing our community, making sure that people are happy and doing what they want to do, and just living life to their fullest. So with that said, if you could help share my videos around, I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, with that said, I'll let you all go, but thank you for watching, and please stay happy, safe, and healthy, everyone. Bye!